Hey, welcome to the show. Soul Covers here. We are back. I'm sorry that I haven't been here for 3, 4, 5 days. I've lost count. It's been a very busy time for me professionally. Won't bore you on that stuff. Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe. Make sure you support the channel. I appreciate all the little messages I've gotten, people asking me where I've been. We are back. We're going to cover both game sixes coming up. Um, we have two bets locked in at the moment. Both are ahead of the market, and I'm looking at some other positions, but we'll get into that. Let's now we've got a lot of stuff on the screen at the moment. Just recapping all of our results since the last time we posted. So, God, last time we posted, the Cavs were still in the playoffs, the Warriors were still in the playoffs, and yeah, just looking at some of these results. Man, that Minnesota -5 at Golden State, getting a push on that just because Jonathan Kuminga hits like a fadeaway three. Draymond telling these guys to go cover the spread. Um, but we also get a bit lucky. Like I bet Denver in game four, and yeah, that's a game that OKC should have covered as well. I did like that I was on the Knicks in game four. Like I thought that spread had just gone a bit too far. Um, and yeah, so look, it's been up and down. May hasn't been a good month. I really like that we. I hope you guys caught my tweet on betting the Wolves down 0-1 to beat Golden State. Like that line was available for like a solid 4 or 5 hours after that game. After it wasn't publicly confirmed, but you could assume that Curry was going to miss at least the next 3 to 4 games. So that was a nice sweat-free bet. We did kind of put our balls on the table betting Boston in game five, but we ended up getting a great number on that. Boston were the sharp side in game five, going from a 3 up to a 5, crossing through some very key numbers. So got two games to cover. We first have the OKC Thunder and the Denver Nuggets. Let's get the odds up on the screen. So we saw this spread open at 4.5. I've got it at OKC minus just about 6. And yeah, like look, Denver, like they've played every other day. They've been playing every other day since April 26th. Like they've had a few blowouts. I mean, they blew out the Clippers in Game 7. They got blown out by the Thunder in Game 2. But they've played every other day for over 2 weeks. And like this last week, like these last 3 games that they've played, they've all been like close games coming down the stretch. Jokic has averaged 44 minutes a game in the last 3 games. Like he's the best in the world, but I just don't know if he has enough help to take down this Thunder team that is younger, that is just better, and that like this Thunder team, like they really proved themselves in Game Five, going down by 10, coming back, winning. Like you really saw a lot out of Thunder. Dort played pretty well. Hopefully he can do the same. And just this historically is not a good spot for the Nuggets. So the Nuggets, we have the Nuggets who are a home underdog. They are in an elimination game six. Teams in this spot are and like OKC, road favorite, trying to eliminate their opponent. They are 28-13 against the spread since 2003 in the playoffs. Like that's just a crazy number. So we have to take the Thunder here. And yeah, sitting on OKC -4.5, got that down for 3 units. Now we see a consensus market at 5. However, I believe there is still a 4.5 at FanDuel, which you can go pick up as of recording. Looking at the total, we saw this open as high as 219.5. This number got as low as 212, maybe even a bit lower. and now it's back up to 216. So it seems to be a bit of setup action here, a bit of middling action. I'm holding an under 219.5. We played this at open, so I'm kicking myself a little bit that I didn't open up a middle once it got as low as 213, but now I may look to pick up a 215.5. May look to do that. I haven't as of yet, but I have 3 units down on the 219.5. Now, my numbers are right there with the 219.5. Again, historically, this is an under spot. Game 6, home underdog, where, yeah, Game 6, home underdog, 24 and 15 to the under. So that's over 60% to the under. Now at 216.5 seems I personally wouldn't go this low, but I would still take the OKC -5. And yeah, like I said, there's a 4.5 at FanDuel as well. Next, we have Boston and New York.
One pair of pants later.
Okay, we have Boston and New York. So this is very interesting. Like we look at games 3 and 4. Both of those spreads closed at around Boston -5.5, Boston -6. Let's go with Boston -5.5. And now we have Knicks -2.5 here in Madison Square Garden. That's 7.5 points of line movement. I just, like, that's 7.5 points. Now, Jason Tatum is not worth 7.5 points. I don't care what you say. Jason Tatum is not worth 7.5 points. We see Boston, they closed at -5.5. They were a sharp side in game 5, and now we're seeing home court be priced as what, like, again, around 7 points. That's not really the case. It should be 6 points. But yeah, going back to like the game 3 and 4 lines versus game 6, like, we have to ask ourselves, were the game 3 and 4 lines wrong and the value was on New York, or is this game 6 line wrong and the value is on Boston? Because we know that Jason Tatum, great player, top 10 player in the NBA, probably in that like 6, 7, 8 range. He's not worth 7.5 points. So we like, here the value is on Boston. It has to be on Boston. How much value? I'm not entirely sure. In terms of the market, we've seen lines open around 3, 2.5, and now it's at a pretty flat market at 2.5. I haven't bet this side as of yet. For me, it's Boston or nothing. Now, yeah, historically, it's not a great spot for Boston. Road dogs in a kind of stave off elimination in a game 6. It's around 50-50 against the spread. If we slice it down to like a 3 points or less, so a pretty close, tight spread, 6 and 3. I mean, 3 and 6, sorry. So historically, it's not a great spot, but this is just way too much of a swing for Jason Tatum. Like, we saw that again in game 5. Like, Boston were getting priced as like 10-point favorites at home. They were a 3.5-point favorite at home with Jason Tatum out. We saw Boston take money. I wouldn't be surprised to see Boston take money. I will probably end up taking Boston. If I do, I will just be taking them on the money line. Yes, they've lost a bunch of close games to the Knicks, but this is a lot more attractive to me than this. But haven't played it yet. Keep an eye out on my Twitter at SoulCovers to see if I play it. We also look at the total, open at 208.5, now at 209.5. I have it at 211. Do I really love playing an over in a game 6, which is historically an under spot? close to around 45. I mean, 55 to 60% of these games go under. No, so not going to play it on the total here, but I do like Boston. Keep an eye out on my Twitter for that. Let's get into our best bets. We have two of them on the game today. We have OKC -4.5, and we also have the under 219.5. In terms of numbers, you can play right now. OKC -4.5 still available. Boston moneyline is something that I'm looking at. Haven't played it yet. We will see. Until next time, let's get the books salty.